Thank you. Thank you. So you've really said everything. You've said it all. I'm just going to walk us through how to optimize, secure, and improve our public cloud environment using Sophos Cloud Optix. So um, I believe I'm sharing my screen already. Can you confirm if you can see?
Yes, of course, I can see your screen.
Yeah. So I'll start now. Okay, so we are going to discuss what Sophos Cloud Optix is, because I know most of us are concerned about our cloud infrastructure, how we get to secure it, get insights, and even integrate with other solutions, because we do not want to waste our investments for some of us that already have investments in other solutions. So all of this is what I'll be walking us through, and this is going to be the agenda for today. I'm going to just give an overview of what cloud security is for those of us new to the cloud. Then I'll move on to explain what Sophos Cloud Optix is, because for some of us that have been getting it wrong, it is a cloud security posture management solution that helps you with the visibility, show you how to remediate, and even get links directly to your cloud environment. Then also we'll talk about security, how to optimize your security and cost of optimization with Sophos Cloud Optix. Then we'll dive into the demo. It's going to be more of demo because I want you to see what all of this looks like so you can get a real picture view of what I'm trying to explain. So first, what is cloud security? Before now, maybe 3 years ago, nobody thought that it's all going to be cloud, cloud, cloud. But COVID-19 has changed everything. Now we get to move our infrastructure to the cloud. We share data with external bodies, we share files, we have cloud applications we need to integrate with, and it's not really a bad thing because this has made us understand that we have to be flexible. We don't have to always go to the office to achieve our goals and aim. So we can work from home, we can work from anywhere, we can work from our devices and so on. So basically, cloud security is just the practice of protecting your cloud-based data, applications, and infrastructure as a whole. So protecting all of these from cyber attack and cyber threat. That's what it means. So um, I have two tabs here that really explains it in depth. So things like your theft, leaking credentials, destruction of data, and we are not new to all of this. Our hackers would maliciously have access to an organization, steal their information, ransomwares and the like, then ask for the money in return and so on. So all of this affects the integrity of organizations, and customers typically would have issues trusting or um, using any of those applications, which is going to cause money losses and stuff. So things like that you want to have total control of. So all these threats, you typically need your firewall, you routinely do penetration testing and so on. You have your VPNs and so on, just to make sure that your cloud data infrastructure is in place and is all checked. So things like this is what cloud security entails, and it offers an entire set of technology, irrespective of which technology or which tools you would prefer to use, to help you safeguard your cloud computing environment, your cloud-based applications, your data, and so on. So that's what cloud security is in detail. Um, and when I say the cloud, there are different kind of services you would be looking into. So you would either be going for infrastructure as a service, whereby you have your virtual machines, your whole data center in the cloud, maybe any of the public clouds, maybe Azure, AWS, and the likes, or you are utilizing the platform as a service, or software as a service, or infrastructure as code. So any of this is, you need to protect all of this, or any of these services you are using. Or better still, there are different kind of cloud environments. That maybe you have public cloud, you have an hybrid cloud or private cloud. All of this you want to get insight to. You want to be able to manage all your resources You want to be able to protect and remediate if needed, if need, if needed. So that's what's going to make us go to Sophos Cloud Optix. Sophos Cloud Optix helps you with all of this. You'll be able to see inventories. You'll be able to see the get alerts. You'll be able to remediate. You'll be able to see your network virtualization. You'll be able to see your identity and access management. You name it, Sophos Cloud Optix is a bundle of all of this, and it's a CSPM, that's a cloud security posture management solution. And like you can see here, it's an AI powered. Sorry, one select my laser. It's an AI powered security and compliance platform for public cloud. So irrespective of where you have your resources, be it AWS, be it Azure, be it Google, you have Sophos Cloud Optix to help you protect all of this. So Sophos Cloud Optix has a cloud security posture management solution. Helps you deliver continuous security. It helps you monitor your spending. So imagine you have resources on Amazon, on Azure, and on maybe Google. And imagine that you have to always go to those different portals to check them, to check how much you have spent, to check your inventories, to check all of this on different cloud platforms. So that's going to be really strenuous because you have to always log into different tabs and so on. But with Sophos Cloud Optix, all you need to do is integrate all those cloud environments. Then you have one central dashboard or one central portal where you can see and manage all your cloud environment. And it's also agentless, so you do not have to install any agents or any application on your computer to have access, or you don't have to start importing. The steps are really simple, integrating your cloud environment. You are not installing anything. You just be able to integrate with your cloud infrastructure using the account, maybe APIs, and so on. So going in depth on Sophos Cloud Optix, you can see I have a diagram here. You'll be able to monitor your compliance posture to be able to see that if you are compliant with different regulatory bodies or not. And it helps you with your DevOps integration tool. You can integrate your GitHub environment, your Kubernetes environment. You can integrate all of this. And configuration monitoring, it helps you check your configurations, your code to see if they are fine, if there's any malicious activity or any malicious code. It triggers and sends you alerts as you have configured, and you'll be able to get your inventory of all the assets you have on your public cloud environment or your cloud environment. Then you also have the risk assessment and you have the incident response. So all of this is what your CSPM entails. So and this is all what Sophos Cloud Optix helps you cover and even more. So it covers your IaaS, your SaaS, your PaaS environments, your Kubernetes environment. It covers all of them. And these are some of the capabilities of Sophos Cloud Optix as a CSPM. Helps you detect and automatically, it helps you detect incidents, helps you detect issues and remediate any misconfigurations you have, and it helps you maintain your inventory. Also, it helps you map current configuration status, security controls, and so on. Then you, like I've always said, can work with your IaaS, your SaaS, your PaaS platform, even your containers, your infrastructure as a code, your Docker, all of that, you have them covered using Sophos Cloud Optix. Then you'll be able to also monitor your storage buckets from AWS and storage accounts and so on. And also you'd be able to see your compliance posture and your environment. Yeah, to summarize all that, Sophos Cloud Optix helps you identify vulnerabilities. Sorry, It helps you identify vulnerabilities, ensure compliance, and respond to threats. And also, it provides a complete picture of it provides a complete picture of your cloud resources and configuration. Then, like I've always said, irrespective of where your cloud environment is or your cloud resources, either AWS, Azure, your Kubernetes, infrastructure as code anywhere, it helps you, it enables your security team to focus on and fix all those critical security vulnerabilities that you might be having there, and helps you keep up to date of everything. And it doesn't just help you. I think you must have heard me said something about helping you optimize your costing. So, which is also a good thing. We always want to know how we can manage our costs, how we can spend less or get more. Things like that is what management are always interested in. So you can manage and track compliance to ensure important tasks are never lost. Even during release, using third-party integration, you can create a ticket automatically. You can create a ticket automatically because you can easily integrate with Jira and ServiceNow. So these are some of the optimization features that you have. It is multi-cloud. I already said that it fixes your security gaps faster because you'll be able to see all your lags, your all the gaps you have, and you'll be able to get automatic identification. You'll be able to raise a ticket, like I said. You'll be able to remediate. You'll see the exact resources that this is triggering as. When we go into the demo, you'll see how all of this works, and help you optimize your cloud costs because there's also a spending monitor that shows you how much you have spent, and it can help you you can even compare that with other cloud environments. You see different costs for different cloud environments, so you can have an overview of how much you have been spending, and obviously help you stay compliant because you have you'll be able to, you have some compliance regulatory bodies here integrated with it, and you can even customize yours if you need it, if you need to. So you'd be able to check to see how compliant are you. If not, you get alerts, you'll be able to remediate accordingly. Then also secure DevOps for organizations that have DevOps environment, DevOps team, and obviously you'd want to make sure that no vulnerabilities in your deployment. So Sophos Cloud Optix, when you integrate your DevOps environment with it, it helps you scan through and helps you remediate and gives you alerts, recommendations, and so on. So as you can see here, you can seamlessly integrate with Sophos Security and compliance check at any stage of your deployment. So either it is a pre-deployment or even it's a deployment. So all you need to do is you plug in your container, your Kubernetes or your infrastructure as a code and so on, and you're good to go. And you can also integrate seamlessly depending on what tool you want. So you have the tools like Slack, like Microsoft Teams, like your Azure Sentinel. You can integrate that with your Sophos. So Sophos send logs to those to get a full visibility of what's going on in your environment. So I have three things here I need us to take note of: how to easily identify cloud resource vulnerability, ensure compliance, and respond to threats faster. So one, you really have to have an overview of your asset and your network traffic. You need to know how much assets you have. You need to know what your network posture is. So, and doing that for different cloud environments can be very, very strenuous. So this is where Sophos Cloud Optix help you integrate all of this so you have one portal to see all of this. And you can easily prevent security best practice and compliance gap that is leaving you exposed. So you can easily do all that. You can integrate with best practices. You can see all the compliance gaps that you have. Then you also have risk-based prioritization. and of security issues, and you have guided remediations to help you move faster. So that's it for Sophos Cloud Optix, and that's like an explanation. But when we go into the demo, because I have like a full environment to show you, that's going to put everything into perspective to us. So, and I'd like to say that for organizations that already have Sophos Central, it's really easy to integrate, or you have your Intercept X, because Sophos Cloud Optic comes in two ways. You have the standard and you have the advanced. So the standard is more like a free tier that comes with your Intercept X license, and you have the advanced that give you a whole suite of solutions to leverage on. So I'm going to quickly just share my screen. So before I share my screen, this is going to be what we'll be looking into for demos, your alerts and reports, inventories, and also see your topology, then activities log, audit logs, the environment, and how to integrate. We'll also be able to see policies and the spend monitor that I've always talked about. So I want to share just give me a minute. Okay. Please, could you confirm if you can see what I've just shared? Okay. Okay. I'm going to assume you can see my Sophos portal. So typically, when you go to your Sophos environment, Sophos Central, you'd this is loading. Okay. So you'd see this is what you would see. So this is also very good if you already have Sophos Central. You can easily integrate. You can see different products, your endpoint protection, server protection, encryption, and so on. But this time we are going for Sophos Cloud Optix. So if I click on it, it takes me to my Sophos Cloud Optix environment. Sorry about my network. Okay. So this is my dashboard. This is what you get to see when you go to your Cloud Optix environment. And you can see I have 14 critical alerts I can check. I have 84 high alerts, medium alerts, and even low alerts. And because Sophos is always very informative, you have some video guides here that shows you how to navigate around Sophos Cloud Optix. And I'm trying to scroll down here. Okay. And you can see different environments here. You can see AWS, you can see Azure, GCP. So I can click through to go to different environments. If I click on my Azure environment, I'll be able to see my VNet and so on, but there's really nothing here. Also for Google, I'll be able to see all this. But let's go to alerts. So these are different alerts I already have, and I already told us about this stuff. You can see how much alerts you have, and if I scroll down, I can easily just click on any one. So for some of them, it's AWS. For some of them, it's Azure. So depending on what you want to see, and for some of them, it's GCP, like you can see here. So I'm just going to click on any of my alert here. I'll click on this. And you can see it tells me that credentials for instance role generated, found username and role from internet, the address, blah blah. If this is something I need to, and you can see the resource, it's an EC2 instance in my environment, I can create a ticket here on Jira or ServiceNow. I want to. I can also suppress this alert if I feel like it's not so much of a big deal, and I can copy all affected resources if I need to. So this helps you keep track of what's going on, helps you create a ticket to do a follow-up also. So the same thing here. You can see this is an alert that requires me to an MFA alert. Yeah, and you can see the compliance tag that this is, if I remediate this, it's going to make me compliant with these regulatory bodies. And you can see this remediation part, it takes me to a link of how to enable MFA for my IAM users that have console access, and it's also giving me a description. This is more informative, as in you have all the information you need to remediate. So you can see these resources. See what it's saying. I can click through and it takes me to the portal where I can just perform the remediation in no time. So I'm going to go off this alert. Then also you have your reporting here. So for reporting, you can see I have my compliance overview, where I have how much I have about 562 past compliance, and I have 334 failed. So I can also scroll down to see different things. So I have my AWS CIS benchmark. I can click through it to see more if I need to. So I can see daily report, and this is name of policy. I can click on it. I can see 13 out of 18 failed. I can click the drop down to see I do not have MFA. I need to ensure that credential used for about 30 days or greater are disabled. I need to ensure access keys are rotated every 90 days. So imagine you have all of this to your disposal. You are able to remediate real quick. Like you know what to do, you know how to go about it also, because obviously it gives you a remediation link on the how to activate any of these resources. Also, you can see ensure IAM password policy requires at least one uppercase. So you don't want your users to use low common passwords and the like. So all of this is what I have here, and you can see the ones that have passed that are the ones that have implemented currently, while the ones that failed are the ones that are yet to be implemented. So all of this is what you can check, and I have alerts for login, for reports for login, for monitoring, for networking, and so on. So depending on what you want to have a view of, you can do that. So you can see this my networking alert here also. So this is also applicable for all cloud environments. So I can scroll down to Azure, and this is Azure Gdpr. So I can click on it to see how compliant I am on my Azure Gdpr from here. So I do not need to go to my Azure environment. I can click on it and see data confidential and encryption. I need to enable this to be compliant. Data access, so I should scan all my Azure storage account to see if they are accessible from all network, because you do not want to expose the storage account. So things like this is what I have an overview of. This is also applicable for my Google Cloud, and I can also click on detailed reports to see all of the reports holistically, and I can see weekly overview here too. So all of these reports is what you can look into for your SecOps teams, for your security analysts, or as case may be, you have all of this dashboard. Your compliance team also, you have all of this dashboard, and you can see I can export to PDF if I need to. I can export to Excel, to CSV file if I need to, and I can just click on it to see if I want to. So things like this you have to your disposal, which makes it more explanatory and easier for you to work with. So going forward, I'll go to the inventory aspect. I'll come back to this visualization because it's very interesting but I want to go to inventory. So there's a saying that you cannot protect what you cannot see. So that is why you need to have a view of everything in your environment, because obviously if you don't see them, you can't protect them. So I'm clicking on summary under my inventory and I'm seeing all my resources. So these are my AWS host, my Azure host, my Azure Kubernetes service, my Google Kubernetes service, my EC2 instance. I'm seeing all of that, and my network. So also you can see I have about 10 here. I have 8 Amazon inspector. So all of your resources you have here. So which means that you'll be able to have control over them. I have some serverless applications here, function apps. I do not have any logic apps or app service. So it's like that. So what is interesting is even from here, you can click through any of those resources. So I just clicked on my Lambda serverless application. So I can click on it and see when it was modified last, how much memory, the runtime, the environment is obviously my AWS. And I can see, yeah, my CloudWatch and so on. So all of this is what you can do from the inventory summary. Yeah. Also, the same thing is applicable for Azure. Azure environment. I can see the resource groups I have. I can check how many virtual network I have here. I see I have 3 virtual networks here. And I can see the IP addresses and so on, the VMs that are connected to this virtual network. All of this is what you can do, because obviously you can do this for your specifically for your environment, but it is going to be too much work for you, because having to jump in from one environment to another to have all of this view. So as you can see here, DDoS protection is disabled. That's distributed layer of service is disabled. So I can click on it to also see what it is disabled for my 3 VMs. So let's go back. This is showing us a summary, but otherwise I might just click on host here to see how much host I have here, and I can see the OS of my host. And if you take notes, this is Azure. So I'm on my Azure environment here. I can see that I have about 5 Linux servers here, and I have one Kubernetes pool here that's running on Linux OS, and I can see it's currently running. I can also see the location. I can see the size of the VM, the resource group. I have all this information, the IP address also, I can see that. And if I need to check for my AWS to see what I have, I just click on it and I'll be able to see all what I have here. So I also have Linux operating systems here. I have my web service, my EC2 instance, my Lambda, and so on. All the same things are applicable for your Google Cloud. Also, I can see that I have my Kubernetes cluster here, and so on. So if I go to containers, because I want to specifically see all the containers I have. So this is here. I have one Nginx container here, and I have one Google Kubernetes cluster here also that I need to. You can see when it was launched. You can see it's currently running, and you can also see the IP address here. So I can also go to my network environment to see what my network looks like. As you can see, I have my my network rule, my firewall rules here. I have RDP allowed here for ingress. And also you can scroll down to see how much, and you can see the instances that all of this is allowed for. You can also see the priority. So you can scroll down to see all your firewall rules that you have implemented. For my VPCs, I can see I have just one VPC here. Also, and I can see the IP address. I can see when this was launched. the IP address, the IP suffix. This, for Google, it's usually called the IPCIDR range. Yeah, I can see that. And I can click through to see more if I need to. Like these are subnets. I can see if there are any parents. I can see if there are any route tables that I have currently implemented. I can see that here. The same thing is applicable for your Azure and your AWS environment. So obviously here you can see security groups that I currently have. If you do not have security groups, fine. And you can see the network security groups that I have here on my Azure environment. You can see them here. I have just two. Virtual network is here also. My resource streams, my IoT hub if I have any. So the same thing applicable for storage. You can see all your Azure storage accounts for your Azure. You can see your S3 buckets for your AWS. You can get all the visibility and remediate or see any actions you want to take note of, see how the utilization and so on is going. But there's something interesting here I'd like you to see. So this is the IAM, that's Identity and Access Management, to see which user is having access to which resources. So you can see I have test demo user 2, and so on. So I can see the groups that they are. I can see the environment this is relating to. Then I can see the service usage. But then I can click on this virtualization bar here to see more. So this is loading. Okay. So fine. So you can see this graph that shows you all the users and see the resources they are connected to on your environment. You can see the users connected to S3 bucket. But if I want to make it more granular, like I need to know, so I can say I want to show resource type. Yeah, of my high-end user that have access to maybe my S3 bucket. Or I want to see for everything. I have one demo user, so I want to see all his access. So if I have any, I'll be able to see. Let me go back to something. Okay, so yeah, I can do show service of type, maybe S3, and I see accessible by my IAM user, my IAM group, and so on. So I'll just say IAM user. I might continue if I want to see more, or I can just see this. So these are my users and see all of them that have access. So typically in your environment, you would have been seeing your users ID, like here I have demo group, I have access to this. I have demo user 2. Demo user 2 is in demo group. That's why he or she have access to this. You can see how the arrow goes. I have test demo user 2 has direct access to this. You can see this user is in this group, so automatically have access to this. So you can use this to investigate issues and to take access and so on. So I can click on this user. I can see more details if I want to. I can also click on this to see if they have been using a role that they should not have access to. So you can see services are accessible by test demo user. You can see all the services, and you can also see high risk for the past 12 months. This user have not used or any of these services. So why do I still want to keep them? That's the question you would be asking. That's the question you'll be asking. So you might want to take out their access or the role that you have given them. Things like this is what you can easily do. It gives you that visibility as you want. Same is applicable for your network virtualization. You'll be able to see your network topology, your VPC, your VNet, and so on. You can even click through and see how your traffic moves, your traffic, if it's both ways, if it's inbound and outbound, and so on. So you can also click on security groups to see more. I can click on this VPC to, or it is going to also take me here to see the ID and to see the security groups. I also have access, and I can view the firewall, view the diagram, and so on. So any of these you can also do. And this is also applicable. I can say I want to see my DBs and my applications. I can click on. So you can easily play with all of these to have an overview of what is currently on your environment. So that's how interesting Sophos Cloud Optix can be. And this is for Azure. For those of us familiar with Azure, we should be familiar with this. You can also see my VNet, my 3 VNets. Yeah, you can see my SQL environment. Here also, you can see the VNet I have, the resources I also have. Yeah, of Postgres SQL rather. So things like this you are able to see your network visibility. So if you have any serverless tool, you have insights about that. So also moving on to activities and logs, you'd be able to see the activities. You have graphs here and you have logs also. So if I click on logs, I'll be able to see and select which environment I want. If it's AWS, I can click on the plot sign to see what is going on in my environment and so on. So I can scroll down to see my environment, you see MFA authenticated, true or false, things like that I can also see. If I click on my Azure also, I'll be able to see if I have any resource here, be able to see that. And not to forget, specifically, I can select users if I want to see only for users or for networks, for storage and so on. So also I talked about spend monitor, because you want to have an overview of how much you've been spending. You want to know exactly if you have been overspending or you have been underutilizing something. So as you can see here, I've integrated just 2 environments here, Azure and AWS, and you can see the respective amounts. Yeah, this is an overview. So I can scroll down to see, I can compare with this, and you can see the blue one is my AWS, while the gray one is my Azure. This is showing me that I've spent so much more on Azure than AWS, and recently my Azure usage has gone down today, 27th of October. So as you can see here, which is also this. So I can click on monthly to see how much I'm spending monthly. So I can, so just wait for it, let this load. Okay, fine. So you can see my monthly usage. So for each month, and you can see for the services. Yeah. So obviously you can see I've spent so much here. And I can click on Azure to see also for Azure. I can also filter by region, by services, by environment if I need to, so I can have that done for me. And you can see this here, my virtual machines, my Postgres SQL, my storage, my log analytics, load balancer, even Sentinel usage. So I have all that here to my disposal. And I can also export this. So this makes it easier for us. You can see this is well explanatory to see how much I've been spending from October 2020 to September 2021. I can export this to a CSV if I need to. Yeah, so, and I can also filter if I don't want that, I can choose for maybe the last 3 months, the last 6 months, and like, depending on what I want. So I can, for container images, for our DevOps, Docker, and the like, so you can also see all your container images here. So if you have any. So you can see my Nginx, my Node, my Alpine, all of these you have to your disposal to see. So I can click on any of them. I can see if there are any vulnerabilities here. I can click on, you can see this severity is high. I can also click on it. It takes me to URL where I'm going to see that vulnerability and remediate accordingly. So I can click on image details to see the details of these images I have, and my GitHub repo too. I can also see that. Yeah. We talked about policies. When I talked about the compliance policies, so I have different compliance policies here that have been here for me. and I can also create custom policies if I need to. Well, at the moment, I do not have any policies, any custom policies, so I don't have any yet. But I can see I have 54 policies already. So I can click the drop down and select according to which environment I want to see for my container images, my Kubernetes, from Azure, and so on. So I can see all that. Then finally, um, to get started, you typically need to integrate your environment with. So these are my environment. I have my AWS, my Google, my Azure, my Kubernetes. Um, Also, you can see operational status, API sync, activity logs, and so on. So I can click on add environment if I need to add. I'll select which environment I need to add. And there's also a quick guide here on how to add your environment to it, so which is very, very explanatory also. And we talked about how seamless you can integrate with third-party solutions. So if you currently use a ticketing solution or an ITSM solution, you can easily integrate with your Jira. You have your Slack here, you have your Microsoft Teams, your ServiceNow, you have Azure Sentinel, your Splunk, any of these services or products you want to integrate with, you can easily integrate with them. And finally, you have your audit logs to see what is going on in your environment. So I can see which user signed in, which user logged in was successful, and so on. So where they were logged into. So all of this gives you an overview. So this is an overview of your Cloud Optix environment. So you might want to give it a try, and to get started with that, you just have to reach out to sales@hashem.com, and we'll take it off from there. So thank you for listening. I hope it was very informative, and if you have any questions, I'll take them now. If you can take it.
Yes, hi Dean. Thank you so much for the time. It's been really, really insightful for me. There was a lot there to learn. I'm sure I'll still be visiting the YouTube page to still peruse through the things that you shared here with us now. And so to the question and answer session, so I'll be taking whatever questions you might have now. So anyone, I mean, it's been really, really insightful. Thank you so much, Dean. Okay, I think I have one on the chat window here. It says, why can't vendors assure, that is vendors such as Azure, Google, or AWS provide the security for the applications I run on their platform? Okay. That's just one question on the chat window.
Okay, that's a wonderful question, and I know as customers we are always curious that why do I have to go for other security solutions and not just use what the vendor is giving me. But the truth is, cybersecurity space is very wide, and you cannot have just one thing to cater for all of them. So you need to integrate with other third-party solutions like Sophos Cloud Optix to have an overview, because they cannot give you enough. You also need something that can centrally manage and centrally see. You don't want to jump from here to there. So, and Sophos is really a security company, so you can imagine how much they invest in security compared to your public provider. They are just public providers. Some of them are not a security company. So those are the difference, and those are the reasons why you might need to go for those security solutions rather than sticking to what the OEM or the vendor is giving you. I hope that answers your question.
Well, thank you so much, Dean. Thank you so much for the very, very good one. Okay. All right. So I'm not finding any other question here. So I would just like to stay ask if anyone might have any question. Any question at all? You know, what was thought here today? Any question at all? You could as well use the chat window should in case you may not want to distract with your background. You could take advantage of the chat window and post your question there. I would certainly see it and I'll read it from there. Any questions? Okay, it's appearing like there are no questions. Dean, you did a very great job. Thank you so much once again. Thank you so much for the session. And I just like to remind everyone that on the chat window, you find the evaluation form there. Please kindly fill it so that we can have some form of appraisal of your experience, during this session. I'd also like to bring to our remembrance that we had mentioned earlier about you having to follow us on all our social media platforms, particularly on our YouTube channel, where you could get to access every of our resource material, resource content that we've been having for quite some time now, on tech security. We hold this every other Tuesday on tech security. So just go to YouTube, just search on Ha-Shem. You're going to be having a pool of resources for you to study and to get better acquainted within the tech security and cloud security space. So thank you so much once again for joining us. I mean, it's been a wonderful session. It's been a very, very awesome session with you, Dean. Thank you so much for the session. So, and then I would just be every one of us here farewell to next week again. Sorry, 2 weeks from now. That's 2 weeks from now, Tuesday. We're gonna be gathered here once again to have some insights into what's happening next in the tech security space. So thank you once more, and let's have a lovely evening, everyone.